Hello guys, what's up? Utopian Bublets here, and today I have a video that is going to make citadelledesmorts Easter egg that much easier to farm points than any other points that has been shown on how to get easy points. And this one can work. This one only works better on solo. It can work on multiplayer where you've got other people with you, but there's no save file. But as I said, we'll get into that as we go on. So the perks and stuff that I used for this, I will show you just in a minute. But once you get in, start the inducer and obviously sit there and do the rounds. Now the reason why I've not cut the video at all is because then people can't sit there and say, oh well, you've edited it, when basically the whole entire video is just here for show and whatnot. So sit here and farm under the induced points till roughly round 6, and what you want to do is just farm the points. The reason why I say use the induced, because it will give you more points and you need the points, and also if you get a ×2 or an insta kill, it'll make them spawn in much more quicker, which means you can get more points in. Because what you want to try and do roughly by the time you get to round 6, now as you can see here, round 4, and I've got a ×2, so that's going to help out a bit. And then this is where I end up going down because I just wasn't aware of where the zombies were normaler. So sit there, complete the rounds. If you get a ×2, that's better because it means you'll get more points. Round 5, you'll get bugs or zombies. If it's zombies, that's better. If not, don't worry about it all too much. So just sit there, clear the round, get rid of all the parasites, all the vermin, and continue on to round 6. Now, as soon as round 6 starts, what you are going to want to do is go over to the inducer and turn it off. Now you want to sit here and clear the round of the zombies, but try and keep 2 or 3 zombies, or if you have the vermin and the parasites round, keep a parasite or 2, because it will help out a lot for what I'm going to show. So regarding the perks and stuff that I use, obviously this is what I've been using. This is what I found to be the best setup to help out with most points. So obviously the Juggernog and the Aether Shroud is some of the stuff that you do want to keep, or that you do want to have. Now make your way up to the castle. Do not get any Easter egg stuff. That is something that you don't want to do. Do not get no Easter egg items at all. So sit here, rotate the cannon, and make our way into the castle. Now keep an eye on your points. If you've got roughly 120k by this point, then as you sit there, enter the castle, grab Juggernog, because that is going to help you out a bunch. Because in these early rounds, you're going to get swamped pretty quickly with what I'm about to show you. So obviously make sure that you've got either 2 zombies or a parasite or 2, but just beware. Once you get to this point, and because the parasite automatically spawns, you got to make sure that you do not kill the round one. So sit here, kill the doppelgas like normal, and get the crystal from it. So you can start making your way over to craft. Now, the reason why I say you want to do this in the lowest round as possible is, like, as you can see, I've got it here on round 6. Because then what that's going to do, that is going to help you out a lot, because it gives you 4 rounds to play with. And within those 4 rounds, you could probably get anything from between something like 80k points all the way to possibly maybe 100k. But I'll explain as we go on how to manage it, because if you take too long, something will happen, and I'm not gonna spoil it just yet. But obviously once you sit there, done the doppelgas, come and talk to Craft like normal, wait for him to sit there and do his Latin saying. So I'm just sitting here, just like, moving all over the place. So as soon as he's pretty much said that, everything is now in place. So now what we are going to do is make our way back up to the light puzzle. So always make sure that you do have 2 zombies still. I mean, it will help out. I think at this point, I think I left these 2. I think I did. Nope, I left 1. Okay, so making our way back up to the light puzzle. Once we get up there, if you need ammo, grab ammo along the way, because you're going to need it. Go through the wall, do the light puzzle. And now here, this is where it could actually help you out even more. If you sit there and you see a crawler in this room, as you can see, there's one on the floor there. That's even better, because what we're going to be doing, that crawler is out of the sight of fire. The one thing I will say before doing this is do not get dead wire or anything that can kill the zombies. You can try and do it without no ammo mods. That's better. So once you get the brooch, you want to sit there, make sure you got a crawler, put the brooch down. And now this is where the fun begins. This is where you start earning points left, right, and center. But now that you've opened that brooch, infinite amount of zombies will spawn in that room, in the statue room, or the night room, depending on which way you want to call it. Now you just sit here and keep an eye on your points. If you didn't have Juggernog yet, once you get 2,500 points, grab it as quick as you can, because it is going to help out. The one thing you do not want to happen is what's happening here, is let the zombies push you out of the castle. Because this is where you'll start losing focus of where your crawler is and stuff like that. So if you do get pushed out, this is where the shroud will help you out. Because you can always sit there and come back in. Now, I went for the napalm mod there, which is a bit of a risk, but hey ho. Now that I've got a 5k and I've sort of like upgraded my weapon, I'm going to go pack a puncher and then we're going to head back up. I have activated a temporal gift just because if there's a times 2 within this time window that we've got, it will give you more points. So if you can, just only try and grab double points at this point. But obviously, when you come down, as you're going back up, you're gonna have all these zombies to fight on the way up. But try and do not try to kill your crawler that you've got. You may get pushed back down, but keep fighting your way back up until you're back into the forecourt of the castle. It might take a while, as you can see here. But once you're able to get yourself up and back into where we was, because there's going to be zombies here, and there's zombies now starting to pile up outside, what you want to do when you come back through these doors, always stay on the left side, so here, because that way then, as you're getting yourself set back up to go back to the right side, any zombies that come from the left side, you can kill them. And once they stop spawning, or they stop coming from the left side, then once you've pushed back, all the way back to the room, but not all the way in. So basically, once you get to about here, collect all your salvage and stuff, go back over to the right side. So once you've collected it all, go back over, like so. And then this is where you want to keep yourself. You do not want to go anywhere else. Always keep an eye on where your crawler is, because that will help you out with this. So once you get somewhere between 20 to 30k points, excuse me, what you're going to want to do is you want to kill your crawler. Another thing about doing this as well is if you're low level, you'll level up like crazy. If you want to level up your guns, this will level up your guns like crazy as well. So now that I've started round 7, basically a new round is going to start. Now this is where the frag grenades and your decoys will come in handy. Because now that they've started to respawn, and it's a new round, you'll understand why the rounds are important between a certain time frame. So we started this round with what, about 20k points. So we're going to sit here, farm a bit more. Whatever you do, do not get nukes. Nukes is one of the worst items for this, because it's just going to ruin everything. And you need to make sure that you've got a crawler from the round zombies, not the zombies that are spawning in, the round ones, because that is where this is going to help you out. So now that we know we've got some round zombies here, throw a grenade, try and get some crawlers. Like so, we've got crawlers, so now you want to sit there and basically throw a decoy and kill the zombies. And hopefully, once you get back down to where where they're just coming out of that side room, or the room on the right, you want to try and basically keep them on the right side, like so. But you can't really do that until you know for a fact all those round zombies, apart from the crawlers you've got, are dead. So the only ones that are spawning are the ones that are coming out that very room. Now you want to keep an eye on your points again. Once you get to like I said, between 20 to 30k, that seems to be okay. You can push it a bit more, but there you are risking of having an issue with the issue coming up shortly. So sitting here farming more points. So I've roughly got what, 20k now. So okay, we'll push it a bit more. Whatever you do, just don't push them back into that room because it will start counting the brooch. So coming up to 22k, 23k, 24k. Okay, so I'm like thinking, okay, we'll farm just a little bit more, 25. Okay, so now I'm thinking about, okay, we'll go to round 8. So push the final push, come back out. I'm like thinking, okay, I've got 28k, 29k, 30k. Okay, now I'm definitely pushing it. Kill the zombies. And then this is where round 8 will start. Now, the rounds are going to be important. So now, if you roughly see how much points and salvage you've got, that is going to be keeping on what you've got at the round. Now, what you want to do is you want to force the game to crash. So the way for that to happen, because if you sit there at this point, while we're doing this, any progress that you make, you've got, if you don't let the game crash at this point, it doesn't matter if it's on round 8 or round 9, round 10, whichever. What you want to do is you always want to try and end the round after 25k. Say 20 to 25k, end the round, because it's more of a safety net. And as this video goes on, you'll understand more and more why. Because what I have figured out, it's maybe a good way to gain points in the early stages, and it could be time consuming. But by doing this, you're forcing the game. Well, the game's going to force it to crash because obviously the brooch thing has stayed open way too long and something's not right. So we are now just forcing the game to crash at this point, because that way then once it crashes, you'll see what I mean. And when I was on about do not get no Easter eggs at this point, no Easter egg items or anything like that apart from the brooch, is because when it crashes and you reload back into it, all the Easter egg items, any progress you've made throughout the Easter egg, you don't have any of it left when you come back in. So now, if I'm correct, somewhere around here is where the game starts to slow down a bit. You can see, when you're playing it, you can actually notice when it's starting to slow down. And then at some point, it will crash, like so. Now, it's fine, and there are a few outcomes from this, but either way, it shouldn't affect you. It shouldn't affect your game or anything like that. But it will sit there, either disconnect you and stuff like this. But as you can see, when this is happening, it is actually quite awesome to sit here, just walk along zombies. And it's like, yeah, look at you guys. Yeah, even though the game's crashing, as you can see, the brooch was still open. And there you go. Error, lost connection to host of timeout, connection timeout. Or it will sit there, crash the game, and it will tell you to send an error report. Just sit there, send it, and stuff like that. And then if it tells you to verify your files, go ahead and verify them. I mean, you don't really have to, but at the end of the day, just verify. Or if you plan on doing it a bit longer, then... I mean, verifying it doesn't really do anything, because either way, it's still going to crash in the same amount of time. But what I have realized with verifying, it probably gives you a little bit extra of a leeway when you're sitting there and gaining the points. So we're loading back into the game. It should be round 8 with about 51k points, because that's roughly what I had. I'm not sure about a salvage. I think it was like a 5k or something like that. And so once the game loads back up, as you can see, 51k points and a 5.7k salvage. Now, what we're going to do here, if you notice, you keep your weapon power ups. So if you pack a punch them, made them powerful through salvage stuff, and even pack a punched, any perks you get, that will stay as well. The only things that won't stay is the Easter egg stuff. So as you can see, you're going to have to do the light puzzle again just to restart it. But just be warned, once you come back in, you are going to have to deal with the round of zombies. So like before, sit there. You can either sit there, get your crawler straight out, or try and sit there, do the light puzzle with them all there still. I threw a grenade here, so it went sideways. Didn't go where I wanted it to go, so that didn't help. But now I'm going to try again for another crawler. Should get a crawler out of there. If the room gets too crowded, run back round, grab the brooch, and then obviously set yourself back up by putting the brooch back down on the gold ring, as I would call it. So yeah, we're waiting. Okay, zombies. Okay. Now there is a crawler somewhere. Now what you're going to do is you want to go back out. Okay, can't go out that way. We'll go around and pull it back down this way. And now this is where you're going to be doing what you was doing before. So as you put it back down, just do what you did in round 6 and round 7. Is just basically sit there and just farm them. But just be warned, if you haven't killed all the zombies from the round, or you don't have a zombie crawler from the round zombies, make sure that you get one. Because that way then you know for a fact no other round zombies are going to spawn, and you're safe to continue to do this. Now, where I was on about only try and get 20 to 25k a round and then end it, it's because it will sit there and help you out. But what you have to bear in mind is if you stay with that portal open for too long and the game crashes without you going up a round, then you will lose all your progress that you have done. So I've worked out, if you want to really do it, have yourself a stopwatch or something like that, something that can help you keep track of it, and either every 20 to 25k points or 20 to 30k depending, or don't let it stay open for 5 minutes. So in every say 3 minutes or every 20 to 30k points, end the round, so that way then your points and stuff are saved. Again, do not do any Easter egg items and stuff like that. Just keep sitting here, earning points, and you can sit here and do this for as long as you want. As long as you've made progress with rounds. I mean, you can probably... I mean, I've sat there and done this to round, what? Round 12, 15. The exact same way, getting loads of points. And you can sit there and do it for as long as you want, but just do not get any Easter egg items until you've done. I mean, you can, even if you just sit there and just use the points and the salvage just to get everything to legendary or pack a punch 3 and stuff like that, it will not make the Easter egg... Really, it will make it a lot easier. But also, you'll keep the rounds lower, which is a good thing as well. So, just bear in mind with everything that I've shown in this video. I hope I've covered everything that I need to. But just bear in mind with everything that I've said. So, every 20 to 30k, end the round. Every 5 minutes, end the round. Because that way then it not only protects you for if the game crashes beforehand, but if the game crashes and you've gone to a new round, your progress will be saved. Which will be a good thing for you guys. Also, one other quick thing as well. Once you get to round 10 and the stamp starts, and you start collecting the stamps, put it on a knight or a statue. When the game crashes, it will register that you have done the stamp. So when you come back in, it will give you 2. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, leave comments, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.